Hello, lovely people. Welcome to Ezra Wellness, where you'll learn proven ways to healthy living. This is your lady Salome. I'm a nurse and a functional nutrition counselor. In today's video, I'm talking about whole wheat bread versus white bread. Which one should you go for? So let's dig right in. Hello, welcome to Ezra Wellness. I see that I have some new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to this channel. Welcome on board. Share this video to the world and let us all grow healthy together. Thank you for doing that. In today's video, I'm comparing whole wheat bread versus white bread and why you should go for which one. So let's dig in. When it comes to wheat bread, the wheat bread, the grain of the wheat have the bran, the germ, and the endosperm of the grain. Everything is blended together to form the whole wheat that they use for the bread. Because of that, the bran and the germ contain most of the nutrients when it comes to the wheat grain. So whole wheat bread will automatically have more nutrients in them compared to white. And also, whole wheat bread, because the bran is added, it have higher fiber content. But when it comes to the taste of the whole wheat bread, it's nutty. It doesn't taste really nice and smooth. Also, wheat bread contains a chemical called phytic acid. And phytic acid prevents the absorption of the minerals that is in the wheat bran. So when you look at it, even though it have a lot of minerals, if this phytic acid is present too, it could be tough for you to also get the minerals out of the wheat bread. Now let's look at white bread. When it comes to white bread, white, we all see is white. It has been refined. The bran, the germ of the wheat have been removed. All that is left is the endosperm. So that is what has been grinded. So that is why it's white. It have less mineral. After it's grinded and everything, they will add some minerals back to it. But compared to wheat, white bread have less minerals in them. But when it comes to the taste, white bread wins. We've all tried white bread before. We know it tastes light, fluffy, and is very enjoyable when you're eating it. And white bread is also cheap and is easily accessible. That is all the fast food chains, that is what they use. All of these, So white bread is very accessible. But now I want us to take a look at both of them. But even though these bread have their differences, when it comes to both wheat bread and white bread, they all contain chemicals because once it's processed, especially the factory-made breads, they have to put preservative on them. And they also have to add more chemicals to the wheat bread. Because the wheat bread have the bran and the germ, it's at risk of getting spoiled compared to the white bread. So the wheat bread turns out to have more chemicals than the white bread when it's made in the factory. Because after it's grinded, it starts to go bad quickly and they have to add more to keep it. Because the wheat bread also tastes nutty and doesn't taste great, they end up adding more sugar to the bread. Yes, bread that are made in the factory have sugar, both white and wheat. But because of the taste, wheat bread tends to have more sugar in it than white bread. You're wondering, Salome, yes, when you buy bread from a factory, read the labels and you will see that they have sugar in them. And I know you're going to go, what? Unfortunately, both wheat bread and white bread peak your blood sugar about the same. Because, wheat bread, the wheat has been grinded into powder. So it's easy for your body to digest it. The same way your body is able to digest the white bread. So both of them have 70 calories and they peak your blood sugar about the same. Both wheat and white bread also raises the bad cholesterol, your LDL. So if you're having issues with your cholesterol, You don't want to eat a lot of bread. Also, both wheat and white bread contains lectin, and the lectin in them is the gluten. I know you've heard of gluten sensitivity. Some people have been diagnosed with celiac disease. For them, it's clear that they cannot have gluten. But most of the population have not been diagnosed, but they are sensitive to gluten because our body is not made to be able to digest the gluten properly. So if you're listening to me and you have conditions like arthritis, autoimmune disorders, that is really, really common these days. You have any of those conditions, you want to stay away from wheat products or breads at all costs because the lectin in them contribute to this condition. You say to yourself, Salome, I always eat bread with my food. Now that I cannot eat this kind of bread, what can I eat? Well, instead of bread or the normal wheat or white bread, you could have alternatives like almond bread, millet flour bread. Also, you could wrap your meat in a lettuce. Use the lettuce as your bread instead of bringing the slices of bread. Also, if you're really craving to have bread, you could try Ezekiel bread. Ezekiel bread is normally found in the freezer aisle in the store. That grains in the Ezekiel bread have been sprouted, so it have less of the lectin content compared to regular bread. With all this said, if you really want to go for regular bread, now you know what is in wheat and what is in white bread. So now the choice is yours. Thank you so much for watching this video. Are you new to this channel? Please subscribe, share this video, and let us all grow healthy together. Until I see you in the next video, remember, this is Ezra Wellness, where you learn proven ways to healthy living. Thank you for your time.